I don't mind going through a little bit of a slow process. It's a very big subject. I mean, we have a lot of things, and I think for the most part we agree on a lot of different items, and we're getting there.
I was very encouraged with what I heard from Donald Trump today. I do believe that we are now planting the seeds to get ourselves unified, to bridge the gaps and differences.
Donald Trump and Paul Ryan on much friendlier terms yesterday morning in meeting in Washington, but still no endorsement yet for the speaker. He's not there yet. So when it comes to party unity, is that as good as it's going to get?
Well, joining us now with his reaction is actor, director, and Trump supporter, Mr. Scott Baio. Hey,
Morning.
Scott, good to have you on set with us.
Great to be here.
Now, the last line was Trump supporter. Were you a Trump supporter from the get-go?
I was, when Trump got in, I was a Scott Walker guy, and then when Trump got in, I went over to Donald Trump.
Why?
Oh, that's easy, because I understand. Politicians speak, and I don't understand what they say. It sounds like Charlie Brown's parents.
Word salad.
You know. And then I heard Trump speaking, and I actually understood the guy, and I liked what he was saying. I liked his proposals, and I liked the fact that he's a guy who's going to go to Washington and shake it all up, and he's a guy, Donald Trump, who will take Hillary and knock the hell out of her verbally, so people on Twitter take it easy. And that's what she needs, because our candidate, the Republican, which I have a hard time associating myself with anymore, always never fights back. And this guy's a fighter, and this guy's a winner. And I think we need to. I don't want Hillary Clinton to be president.
What do you say to...
I want Donald Trump to be president.
What about Paul Ryan, who hasn't endorsed him yet? What about Mitt Romney, who's now... There are talks that he could be coming up with a third-party candidate.
Yeah, it's disgusting to me. It's disgraceful, and he's a big baby.
Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney's a big baby. And Paul Ryan, you're not there yet? Where are you? Hillary, you're not behind Donald Trump? What's the point? I mean, if either there's a party or there's not a party. The guy's the nominee, Donald Trump. You fall in line with that guy. You work out your differences backstage, and you move forward.
What about George Clooney coming out saying, hey, you know what, the media has not asked him tough questions. Here's his theory on why Donald Trump has been successful. I don't buy it. Do you?
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump. Fear is not going to be something that we're going to, that's going to be what drives our country. We're not going to be scared of Muslims or immigrants or, you know, women. We're not actually afraid of anything. Trump is actually a result in many ways of the fact that much of the news programs didn't follow up and ask tough questions. You know, the ratings go up because they can show up empty podiums saying Donald Trump is about to speak.
All over the place. What do you think?
What I think about what Clooney just said? I think he lives in an alternate universe. I don't know what questions haven't been asked of Donald Trump. On the flip side, what's been asked of Hillary Clinton? Nothing. She goes to these Benghazi hearings, and it's a love fest. Nobody asks anything tough. The media asks her nothing tough. They got 20 reporters at the Washington Post looking into Donald Trump's life. How many reporters do you think they got going into Hillary Clinton's life?
So George Clooney seems to have forgotten that there were 16 debates. I mean, there was 1 million debates.
Well, he doesn't watch them because he's a big lib, and he's not going to watch those debates.
Do you understand the mindset?
Of him? Absolutely.
Why?
Because I live in it.
Sure. The Hollywood primary, historically, we thought, leans to the left. Are there more conservatives in Hollywood than we hear about?
There are. I think.
Why do we hear about them?
Because they're afraid to come out, because I think the media and the liberals have so branded the word Republican as something horrible and negative and racist and bigots and homophobes, which is completely ridiculous. So people don't want to associate themselves with it, which is what's been happening. And I have other theories why the entertainment people.
Is that changing a little bit? Is the temperature changing in Hollywood because Donald Trump is reaching to a lot of Democrats?
I think it is because he's not a conventional guy, Donald Trump. He just seems like a guy with common sense proposals, and I think people can get on board with that.
And he has a Hollywood factor in a sense. I mean, he's very revered in New York, and his name's on everything.
Yeah.
He's very famous.
He's very impressive, and the guy's a rock star. And I think people in Hollywood can hopefully relate to that. And but there's a lot of Hollywood is an emotional town,
right? Yeah.
And liberals play on emotion. So that's, you know, emotional in terms of we're creative people
Scott,
and we feel for one. Yes, go ahead.
Just real quick.
Yep.
It predated your appearance on the series. But do we know what happened to Chuck on Happy Days? I mean, one day he's playing basketball, he's Richie's older brother, and then there's no more older brother.
I thought this was, we were getting into the meat of all this. What do you do? I don't know, Brian. I think they didn't like him very much.
That's it.
Honestly, what happened with Chuck was...
Oh, and there you are with Fonzie.
That's
That was
great.
before he jumped the shark. Right?
What happened with Chuck?
I don't know when that It was redundant. There was Richie and Chuck. They were the same person. So why do they need two brothers and when they had Fonzie and Richie?
Real quick,
Chuck, we got to talk.
I know you have a foundation. What's the name of it? In case
Baio Angel Foundation. And we're going to invite you to play in our golf tournament.
I'm just learning.
I shoot
the low 300s.
Go on the website. We have a golf tournament September 26th of this summer.
Scott.
End of the summer.
Scott, always a pleasure.
Thank you, guys.
Great job on Outnumbered Yet.
Round of
Thank you
applause,
very
Scott
much.
Baio.
Great job on. Yeah, so good. Great job on Charles in Charge. That's what I like.
All right, please don't yell at me in front of the others. All right.